Morning everybody, Arb King here. Thanks for tuning into the channel. In this video today is going to be mostly talking about the V-rig, or some call it the M-rig. The V-rig is a double tie-in technique using the terminated side of your climb line. It's extremely beneficial if you have to navigate two trees or a broad canopy tree. This video I'm going to be demonstrating here on the ground and in the tree, hopefully to give you some examples and some takeaways on how to build this. Utilizing the 3 beckets of the Hitch Climber Pulley will allow you to create the V-rig. The V-rig is extremely beneficial if you have a broad and wide canopy tree that you have to navigate, or you have to go up, go out, and drop down on some of your work. That way you have 2 tie-in points from opposing angles to allow you to get right in the middle. What I have on either side of me is 2 oak trees. I'm going to be using Revolver pulley sabers on both trees to replicate my tie-in points. On your left, you'll see that I have my Hitch Climber Pulley system set up with my climb line installed through the Revolver pulley saber. Now I need to get over to my other tie-in point, my secondary tie-in point, where I want to begin creating the V-rig. That can look like a limb walk. However you get over there is how you get over there, but that pulley is where I want to have my second tie-in be at. So I'll navigate over there. Now in order to build the V-rig, I actually have to disconnect my climbing system. So before I can disconnect my climbing system, I have to lanyard in, come underneath my climbing system, cut some slack. Now that I'm lanyarded in, I can go ahead and safely disconnect the terminated point of my climbing line. I'm going to give myself some slack, disconnect the terminated end of my climbing line, leaving my hitch climber system and everything else in place, and I'm going to come through this second tie-in point. Now I've captured that second tie-in point and I've created a large loop that's above me. So you can see this large loop here. Now if I was going to create a double tie-in using the tail end of my climb line, it would create a large loop of rope beneath me. This creates one above me. But I want to capture this. I want to give myself that infamous V that this system is known for. There's a few different options. One simple option, if this is all you have, is just a carabiner. Carabiner, I'm going to come down and capture that top becket. Now I have the V system. This V system will allow you to add rope into the system or take rope out of the system from your one main prusik or friction hitch. This will allow you to move pretty much anywhere in between your 2 tie-in points. One caveat is that this system is self-balancing, so it's going to naturally place you in the center of the 2 points. Now, if you have one set of legs higher than the other, it may balance you off-centered. This carabiner adds quite a bit of friction, so in order to make this better, we're going to go ahead and use, make sure you drop your carabiner once at least, a Pinto pulley. So now this Pinto pulley is removing friction, allowing me to move right and left within this work distance much easier. Keep a tidy house. Again, adding rope into the system, descending, taking rope out of the system, all very clean. Now, if you don't want to carry a carabiner and a Pinto with you, another good option that's favored by many is the DMM Revolver rig. serves the same purpose as the Pinto and allows you to move with much less friction. Great system, great setup. Now let's say that I tied in over here on my left or your right hand side, and I wanted to work this tree without being pulled by that end. I wanted to isolate this side. You can do that. In order to do that, we're going to need another hitch climber pulley though. So instead of the Pinto and a carabiner or the Revolver rig, we're going to use another hitch climber based system. So instead of using a Pinto or the Revolver to capture this leg of rope up here to create the V, I'm going to use another I'm going to use another hitch climber pulley. Hitch climber pulley, carabiner, center bucket, the top bucket. Now, again, pulley, so reduced friction, better than a carabiner, but now I have all these additional buckets on this hitch climber. So what I can do, I can now install another eye-to-eye friction hitch here on this side. Now what this will allow me to do is it's going to allow me to completely isolate my left-hand side of this system. Dress up my friction hitch here. Add one more. Now I have one friction hitch on my original side and I have a friction hitch on my left-hand side or my secondary side. This will allow me to use both eye-to-eyes independent of one another. So I can completely isolate my original tie-in point and not have it be pulling me that way. And I can work this tree or work this spar as much as I need to. All prussics acting as they normally would, adding rope to the system or taking rope out of the system. When it's time for me to transfer back, tighten up my original rope line, and now I can operate this prusik, my added in prusik right here, and come back to center and move myself in a progress capture method so that way I don't take a big swing back. So this is the infamous Tree Imagineers V-Rig using the Hitch Climber Pulley, DMM Revolver, and the DMM Pinto. I know that this can be a complicated system to some when you're first building it. Practice low and slow, have fun, get up there in the tree and give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and go over this branch above me. Now, even though I can't reach that branch because I'm using the pulley saver as my secondary tie-in point, it's quite long, so I can actually reach the branch with it to be able to install my secondary tie-in point. Notice I can't actually reach the branch by hand. Install the pulley. Make sure my lanyard's weighted 100% because I have to disconnect my climb line. It is. Disconnect the terminated side of my climb line through the pulley. Connect that back. Now I have to capture that loop of rope up above me using a Pinto. Capture the rope. I'm going to take that carabiner down into my empty top bucket of the Hitch Climber pulley. Weight my system. Disconnect my lanyard. Keep it clean house. Now I have 2 points of attachment being operated from one hitch cord. If I need to work my way back to retrieve my redirect or my second tie-in, I'm going to pull from the right-hand side above my friction hitch, and you can see the mechanical advantage happening here between my pulleys, allowing me to pull myself back up to that point really easy. Just low and slow, have fun, get up there in the tree and give it a shot.